We're taking a day trip down to the Harvey area. The plan at the moment is to get up to the Upper Murray and have a look around there and see what's around the river. But we thought we'd just stop in on the way to the little town of Yadalup. This is the first time we've been here since the fires devastated the place. A lot of rebuilding, of course, because a lot of the buildings here were completely burnt to the ground. Very sad to see the workshops all gone. Of course, they were completely destroyed during the fires. And we're just going to have a little drive around. A lot of new houses, a new community resource centre. So at least the town has managed to rebuild. We've lost a lot of old buildings, of course. The old heritage buildings disappeared. The biggest blow would have been the loss of the workshops, because that attracted a lot of visitors to town. So even though it did used to be a quiet little town, it's even quieter today. So we'll just have a little drive around, and then we're going to head down to Harvey, up into the hills, have a quick look at the area around Harvey Dam, and then hopefully, if the tracks are okay, head out a little bit to the east and see what we can find. Obviously a few of the old houses survived here.
You think these are all old, huh?
These are old, yes, the old weatherboard places. That's original. But it's so open, it's just hard to imagine how the fire did so much damage. So left here. New Community Resource Centre.
1938.
Front end of the hall.
The back was all burnt, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think they've rebuilt that. Rebuilt the back end of it. It's amazing. Little places like that survived, and yet other places burnt to the ground. It's just the luck of the draw, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay, right here.
And up the hill.
Yeah, lots of little new houses. Straight out to the highway. Wow.
Up the hill.
Wow, it's only just over the hill, only the little slope bit. And these houses here obviously new. That one old. This is where the workshops and that used to be.
So what do they have there? You go right up there?
Well, there won't be much left, I don't suppose. It was all in here.
I know.
It's all gone.
So what?
This is the car park, and this is where all the front was.
Yeah.
So this is where the workshops used to be. You can see the trains and that at the back, they're all burnt and rusty.
Yeah. So what is right on top there, the building there? Yarloop something. What is it? Yarloop Fire Brigade.
Dam wall is a nice little recreation area, and if you come further along you'll get to a turn off to the boat ramp, and nice day use recreation here. But you can get right down by the water. They do have little fishing competitions here from time to time. Not a bad little spot to come for a day trip. The area down by the weir is actually quite a lot more pleasant because it's manicured and landscaped. But there's a lot of tracks around Harvey Dam apparently, and some of them are relatively difficult for experienced four-wheel drivers only, so we're not going to be trying any of those anytime soon. Although we've got a reasonable experience four-wheel driving, I don't like to take the old four-wheel drive to places like that because it might get broken. Now this is the Upper Murray, and this is one of the crossings that people use. I can't say I'd fancy it. It was closed recently due to flooding apparently. Whether it's safe to cross now I don't know, but no way on earth I'm going to try that. Nice little spot. Little pool in the river here. There are a few other campsites along here. We're not going to really bother exploring too many. We just wanted to come up and see what was available in general terms and what the road was like coming in. A little bit corrugated, but overall not too bad. Quite a big road. It's the Harvey to Quindanning Road, and you follow it up and then you start exploring tracks off to the left hand side, and you'll come across a number of little places like this. It's like smoke. For lunch we're having just some homemade burgers. We did up the patties at home before we came out, flatten them out, store them in these little round containers. Perfect for bringing a small amount of food away. Just going to chuck on some onions here. Got to have some onions with your burgers. Tomato, lettuce, cheese, and also going to whack on some of this. This is pretty awesome stuff. Baconaise. Very tasty, so we're a bit hooked on this at the moment. We're sticking it on our chips and all sorts of stuff. Probably not the best thing for you, but it tastes good, so we're sticking with it for now. So it's the second time we've tried out the little Coleman Triton. Before we did a couple of steaks on it, did those pretty well, and so far quite happy with it, but we've got a long way to go before I can really make much of a comment on how good the stove is.
Be a bit too much, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Like to stick onions and everything on top.
What do you do?
Too much. You put too much.
No, I don't.
Your cheese.
Not enough. Not enough. couple of different entrances to this crossing. This one's got a couple of deepish ruts. If you want to avoid that, come down the first one. That's a lot easier to get down. It's a little steeper, but it doesn't have these ruts on it. Well, that's just about it for our little day trip. Not a lot to show you on this video, I'm afraid, because we haven't pushed further up the river here. There are more spots up there that we know about, but we are not doing an overnighter. If we're doing an overnighter, then we'd push further in and find a few other places to have a look at. But this will do for now. We know this is here. We know what it's like. You wouldn't want to come to this spot after rain. Wouldn't be at all nice, because if that river comes up, this is going to flood. It is a known crossing point for the river, so you're also, if you're going to use it for camping, you're going to get people coming through here at odd times, I would imagine, as well. So a couple of things to think about if you're thinking about coming to this particular spot. This is on WikiCamps, so it's going to be well known. But there are quite a few other little spots along the river here that are very quiet, and you sneak your way in with just a four-wheel drive, and a lot of them you'll find empty quite a lot of the time. I wouldn't try it in peak season. They are well known to the people who come here, and they're going to be out here early, and they'll nab the best spots. So you want to head out on a weekday or something like that, or even an ordinary weekend, you might find a spot along here. It's a bit out of the way. You go down to Harvey and then follow the Harvey-Quindenning Road along until you get to the appropriate tracks, and you'll find those if you have a look on Google Earth and WikiCamps. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give us a thumbs up, and if you like the channel, subscribe and hit that bell, because that will mean you get notified every time we put a video up. We're still putting them out every Saturday morning. I've got another 3 weeks in the bag at the moment, and then we're out, but hopefully by the time I run out we'll have filmed a bit more. We are planning a trip down to probably Wellington Dam in the near future. We want to take all the tenting gear down and set up there for a few days, take the kayak, and have a bit of fun. So if we do that, we're definitely going to make a video about it, and that'll come up in probably a month or so's time from when this one comes out. So until next time, cheers. Catch you later. Now, unfortunately, this is the stuff we do not like to see at campsites. Toilet paper.
There's heaps around.
It's disgraceful. Now, if people are going to come and camp out here, bring a porta potty. Do not come out here and crap on the ground and leave your toilet paper all over the place. It's absolutely disgusting. You're a few yards away from a campsite. You could have children in here coming out and playing, and you got this filth on the ground. It's an absolute disgrace. There's no excuse for this. Everybody who goes camping should have a porta potty with them. If you don't go camping, because you're buggering it up for everybody else.
Says poison.
So there's 1080 around here, isn't there? So obviously anybody coming out here with their dogs is taking a big risk. If this is a 1080 area, I highly recommend you don't bring your dogs with you. You do not want to see your pets die from that murderous stuff.